Hi, YouTube. It's Angela. Happy Lionsgate Portal Week. Here we are. The cards I pulled go along with the energy of the Lionsgate Portal. We went more deeply into it in the Pause at the Well reading that you'll see posted on my channel as well. These cards align with it, but I'll just quickly review it. But these cards kind of, I don't know, they align with it, but they also have their own meaning. So the Lionsgate Portal is this time of year on August 8th when the activated energy created by the alignment of the Earth, the Sun, I think the belt of Orion's constellation and the star Sirius align, and it creates this heightened period of creation. There's a lot of flow between spiritual and physical planes. The 8 is the symbol of infinity on its side. We're in it. We've been in the Lionsgate Portal. It's lasts several days, but the 8th is usually the peak of it when the energy is mostly activated. It's a time of creation. It's a time to move toward your hopes and dreams and powerful manifesting energy. So check out that other video. I'll link it here, and you can check that out too. We go into it pretty deeply with Maria. But for this spread, this was funny because I was shuffling. I had 2 decks in mind. I was shuffling, a couple cards flew out. I let them be. I just pulled a big set of cards from each deck, and then I didn't worry about the order so much. I kind of had them randomly. Usually I'll pull them in order and place them in their place when I'm pulling. This time I just pulled them randomly and let them be in a jumble, and then I turned them all up and found so much alignment between, because I used 2 decks, but several of each. And there's so much alignment between them. So I arranged them in the order that felt intuitively right. So this is fun. Okay. So I started, the 2 decks that I'm using are the Sacred Creators Oracle. It's the time of creation for sure. And I thought that would help enhance some of that energy. And then the Wild Mystic Oracle deck, which I love. I've always loved. You've seen it here before. All animal, animal creatures represent all the energies on those cards. So I've lined them up to where they sort of, co-create with one another, both of these decks. The first one I pulled is Creator Earth. And this is kind of our leadoff card, right? We're in a period of creation. Given we're always in a period of creation, we're always creating, but this manifesting energy is huge right now in the height, in this part of August every year. And so this card is reminding you, creation is usually, it's an expression of your emotions, right? And the way you view the world. And a lot of times when we're creating, we get up in our head energy a lot because it's like planning and plotting and let me figure out how to make this come, make this happen, make this come through. This is reminding us to also stay grounded and rooted because, the earth is there for our safety. It's where we can root into our connections, our family, our loved ones. It's about material things more than any other creator vibe, right? And also our nourishment and comfort. So this is great because as we're in this, time of creation and manifesting in this Lionsgate portal, if that's what we choose to attune to, then it's a reminder to stay grounded in it, to stay rooted, not to be stuck, but to keep your your alignment starting from that root chakra and making sure we're creating from a sturdy place, right? And then with that, with the Creator Earth energy, I pulled balance. And that's what we were just saying. This is the dolphin. And that's what we were just saying. It's, making sure to have that rootedness as we're creating with our upper energies, right? Our higher chakras. You know, the dolphin, I love how it's, you know, the pair of them, you know, balanced with the yin yang symbol in the middle. And it's also the Libra with the balancing the energy that Libra brings. But, you know, thinking of the dolphin, you know, they live in the water, but they also breathe air, right? They're always finding balance between the elements there. That's how they thrive. That's how they thrive. That's how they stay alive, but it's also how they thrive. So that's an energy to keep in mind for us as we're doing mental, physical, you know, mental, spiritual, keeping our the facets of our being aligned as well as we're moving toward that which we're wanting to create and see come into, you know, manifest. And then I got the edge of evolution feels messy. I love that. And that is our, you know, and with the next card, it'll make sense. But as we are shifting and evolving and moving into our next, you know, most of the time our evolution and our little spurts of ascension come from a place of conflict. We have a challenge, we meet the challenge, and we grow from it. Right? Usually that's kind of the pattern as human beings on this earth. And it doesn't always feel smooth, right? In order to create and move forward, usually we have to let something go, right? Usually if we're moving to a higher realm or, you know, creating from a higher perspective, then we have to lighten our load at some point, right? We can't keep rising with, you know, older energies anchoring us down. So yeah, it feels messy because we don't want to let go of something. Sometimes we're fearful of what's to come. You know, the unknown can really throw us off. But with that card, I pulled death. And this is interesting because in the reading that I did in the pause session yesterday with Maria, the first card I pulled was death. So it's a time right now. This is a transformative time. And in order to transform, something has to be let go. Something has to fall away, right? Or it's ideal if something, you know, we allow something to fall away. This represents, it's the moth, the card. So it represents the end of attachments, right? But also, you know, or cutting bad habits, letting go of something that we're clinging to, that we're attached to. But like the moth to the flame, right? It's moving to the light. So even in death, even in loss, there's a beginning, right? Death is usually, you know, the start of something, right? Letting go, but also creating new. So even in our physical death, we're into a new realm after our bodies leave this planet. So beautiful how that aligns, but it is messy. It isn't always smooth, but that's okay. Having that realization and having that in mind as you do these transform into what you want to manifest, having it in mind that, yeah, this is kind of par for the course. I got to lighten my load in order to rise again. And so it's good to remember, even in loss and even in letting go, we're on the verge of creating again. Okay. Then the next card now we have this we have the creator earth energy, knowing that we're going to start out rooted and grounded. Then we know it's time for a transition. It's time to let something go and evolve. Now we have choose who you are becoming. I love this because this is the little road signs there, the little signpost there. You choose the direction you want to go. Once you've created that space that's left in the wake of whatever you've let go of, whatever you've released, now it's like wide open. Now you have this space from which to create that is all yours, right? You get to choose it. You get to decide. And, you know, these energies here in that I'm reading through these cards, this could be, you know, you decide what this is that you're transforming. If you're letting go of an old habit, or an old person or an old business partner or an old home or whatever. But it could also be something internal, like, you know, an old habit, an old belief, an old way of doing things. And from that, you get to, you know, go forward and make your creation come true, really. And with that, I pulled, with the choose who you are becoming card, I pulled the frog, which is heal. Now, in, you know, a lot of tradition, a lot of ancient, you know, they use frog, like the physical frog, for curing illness, right? You know, in the brew of, you know, that witches would put together, the frog parts were believed to have a healing quality, mostly probably, and a creative quality, you know, a sense of rebirth almost, because of the life cycle of the frog: egg, tadpole, adult, right? It keeps reinventing itself, basically. And that's your vibe here. As you choose who you are becoming, you're healing those past parts, or those old parts that you're willing to quiet down within you or let go of, and creating from there, almost this sense of rebirth coming. And then, as we did with the Creator Earth card, to stay in touch and stay grounded and be attuned to the elements and the sustenance, energetic sustenance that you have with you and around you, I also pulled collaboration of souls. So this is more of a higher, you know, your upper chakras activated, and really working. The first thing that came to me here was not collaborating in physical form with another person. I got collaborating with the universe to get your dreams on board, to get moving, to figure out what pieces need to be put together. Usually the universe will present some of these to you, and you can sift and sort through, oh, here's my intention, right? Keeping my eye on it. Now what do I do with that? And then usually the possibilities will show up in your energetic space if you're paying attention. And then you get to decide your path forward. And then, not on purpose, and not even, I didn't even mean for this to happen, but this is what I meant when I flipped everything over and these cards aligned. I pulled collaborate again. So I've got collaboration of souls and the collaborative energy of the ant, right? The ants work together as a you know, unit. They work together. If there's an obstacle, they will work together to build a bridge or a ladder, you know, build a way through and past those obstacles. They work together. Their energy is combined, and it's powerful. This is calling for you to work with others, but also work with the universe, the energies that are present to make your progress. And then the next set, this one's crazy. Okay, we're in the Lionsgate portal, right? Energy of Leo. I pulled 2 lion cards. I'm not kidding. It's hilarious. I pulled fierce serenity and courage. And, you know, the lion represents your courageous heart, but also your sense of, you know, that noble part of you, that if you're in, like, say you're in this creative energy and you're working to, you know, manifest a dream, and you come upon an obstacle, or you come upon something that is disheartening and maybe a little bit creates some fear in you of going forward, because I don't know how this is going to turn out. Well, that's where the courage of the lion comes in. And, you know, obstacles come, but you can take the high road. You can tap into that sense of nobility you have within you and take the high road. The lion represents bravery, virtue, honor, and you can transform that into fierce serenity. And that's what, you know, that nobility and that sort of higher perspective that you can take on as you're facing challenges, you know, helps you to maintain a more balanced and serene, you know, that detachment creates the serenity within, right? Because you have a challenge, but you're not going to go in there and wrestle and engage with it for too long. You're going to assess it from a detached place and with a, you know, a brave heart, a knowing that you will get through this, that this will, you know, the obstacle will pass and you will achieve your dream. You will continue to manifest. Okay. So I love how those all came out. They really do align with the Lionsgate energy. And, you know, we're in it now. This is the best time of the year. You have so much support to manifest your dreams right now. Using that constant flow of energy between spiritual and physical is going to be key right now. Now they flew out, so I can't help it, but I pulled some Zen cards, the tarot cards, to kind of top this off. And yeah, they of course they match. I pulled the dream. And this is a card of a water-based card. This is a card of our feelings. I feel there's this thing I want to see come to fruition. I'm not sure how to get there. I'm not going to lose sight of it in my sights. You know, I'm going to keep it in my sights, keep the vision alive and strong. And then the Thunderbolt card. This is the sort of, you know, that's the death card again. This is sort of the edge of evolution, feels messy vibration. But really, the extra weight, the extra energy, the old thoughts, the old traumas, the old ways, the old beliefs, whatever you outgrew, time to shed. Let it go. Let it go as you move forward into the unknown. The adventure card, you know, this is one of my favorite cards. And this little figure she's in this dark forest where she really doesn't know, you know, what's coming next. And she moves toward that rainbow light almost, you know, naturally moves toward it and eagerly, even though she has no idea what's ahead. That's what an adventure is, right? You get into that flow of energy and you see how it turns out, right? You just go. So after, you know, we have the dream, and then we have shed the old weight and move forward into your into those things you want to manifest. And then just to top it off, just to rub it in a little, the universe brought us this message: success. Like, you're on your way to success, you know, through this practice, through this work. But also in every given moment, you are successful. You are. If you're attuned to where you are, if you're rooted in the present moment with your dreams on board, with your dreams on the horizon, and taking, decisive, energetic steps toward it, that's success. So you're already in that energy. But how much do you love that? This was a really great reading, and happy Lionsgate portal to everyone. It's a real expansive time of year. The bright energy of the sun, middle of summer, that whole vibe. And then also, like I said, this sort of infinite flow between the realms, between spiritual and physical, is just open and flowing and ready for you to kind of get into that wave. So get out there and create, you guys. It's the time. All right. Thank you. I'll see you next week.